they can't see the purpose in education.
What is it we as a country are doing to hold these groups of people back?
In 10 years, we've got 1 million white working class people who are barely literate.
All ethnic minority groups, on average, are now more likely to go to university than their white British peers. I'm going to speak to someone who knows firsthand the massive impact that teachers can have on students. The CEO of Teach First, Russell Hobby. So overall, how important are good teachers in children's lives?
I think it's the most important thing when it comes to future opportunities, getting work and jobs. Obviously their family are crucial, but if we want people to be able to access higher education, universities and so on, there's nothing more important than getting a great teacher.
If you're a white working class boy, you're less likely than anybody else in Britain to go to university.
Did you ever think that your words would be used by a Prime Minister or even in that type of political environment?
No, never actually, but and I think my timing was perfect.
So what factors do you think contribute to the fact that white working class boys are less likely than anyone else to go to university?
Historically, for white working class boys, they usually did what their fathers did. And when those jobs, you know, in shipbuilding or in mining or in steelworks all stopped in the 80s and early 90s, I think the white working class boys suddenly couldn't do what their fathers had done.
There's clearly a problem here, but we also know that ambition, aspiration and talent are the same across all sections of our society, whatever class, whatever ethnicity, whatever gender you are. So what we really have to ask ourselves is, what is it we as a country are doing to hold these groups of people back?
I've come to a high school in Manchester to hear some voices on the mentor scheme, which is helping them to overcome issues that is affecting white working class boys in education.
I've learned how many different jobs there are that I didn't know before.
It really helped me get better understanding of what to do.
So what job would you like to do and why?
I'd like to be a police officer because I like what they do.
I want to be a structural engineer.
Probably the main ones like engineering and sports.
So tell me about the Mentor Project.
To be working class in Britain really meant manual work. And last century that's fine because there's all kinds of jobs available to you. You can get one on Friday, you can get a new one on Monday. This century, that's not around. That script does no longer work. So this project really is about engaging young people in a dialogue about, okay, what is the rescript?
It was a problem the staff wanted to tackle. They wanted to change things, we wanted a mission for change, and we wanted to take the white British boys with us.
Mason, tell me about the Mentor Project.
There's so many opportunities and lots of them we don't know about. So they teach us about what they are and they take us there and make us experience what it's like.
So what is the future? Do you feel like, you know, the statistics will change? Will we all be on an equilateral level in terms of who goes to university?
I'm optimistic because I know we've sorted it before. If you go back into the 80s, we were worried about children in London and we sorted that. And if we turn that attention to the other parts of our country and look beyond London, then we can do something about that. If we know that our successes in the past, we can build on those, I'm pretty optimistic about the future.
There are some people that realise how bad this is, but are almost afraid to express it publicly about how bad it is and try to actually have something done about it. Why do you think that is?
Perhaps the white working class people won't stand up for themselves because they feel that they're being racist if the emphasis is on, you know, white people. The Afro-Caribbeans do better academically, but not much better, but the number of them is so much smaller. We're talking thousands, not hundreds of thousands. So it is a big problem because it's this huge number going through the system every year, you know, and in 10 years we've got 1 million white working class people who are barely literate. So, it has to be addressed.